What is going on, ladies and genitals? Jody Slay here, bringing you a review for the new controller from ScufGaming called the RadioActive Zombie. Now, if you guys are not familiar with ScufGaming, they're a new breed of controllers that really are setting the bar so high that there is no point at all to get any other kind of controller. You can see their logo on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. At any time of this video, if you click on that, it will take you to their website so you can check it out. They have many controllers and you can customize each one. Now we're going to do a review, like I said, of the RadioActive Zombie controller. We are zombie fans here on this channel, so I figured it'd be the perfect controller to dive into. Now right here on the left, you can actually see the carrying case. That is an option with all Scuf controllers. It's got the Scuf logo on the zipper, and it just zips. Let's get this real quick and I'll show you. You just open that, your controller will fit in there. It's a very good option to protect your Scuf controller. You don't want to drop it and bust it all up and stuff like that. But this RadioActive Zombie, let's go ahead and get into this. You can see there that it is just amazing looking. It's got some biohazard symbols on it, some zombies tearing through, and you can see the buttons are blacked out. And there's not another controller out there that does not fit me better than this RadioActive Zombie controller. You guys are all zombie fans out there. I know you just had a rise in your Levi's, and I highly recommend this controller. We're going to go over some of these details now. And I'll kind of go through some of the options that they do have available for that. Now, right away when you first get this controller, you will notice the finish on top of this controller. I've had other controllers out there that, after a week or two, the finish actually wore off. The moment you get this controller in your hand, you can actually feel how durable this is. Now, I have a lot of guns that have, like, say, shadow grass camo or some kind of hunting camo on it, and it feels exactly like it's the same process as these camos going onto, firearms. You can just tell how durable it is. You know that it's going to be on there for a very long time. Now, let's go around to the back. And we'll talk about the Scuf grip. We'll get into these paddles a little bit later. But the Scuf grip right here, you probably can't tell from this video, but it's a rubberization type thing. It's a 5-stage process that's the same as what's used in the military for a different kind of, if you've heard of ergo grip or something like that, it's just a rubbery texture that gives you a little bit more grip on these controllers instead of a normal 360 controller that's just slick, might slide out of your hand, whatnot. They really went far with adding this, military grade grip onto the back of these. It shows you how, it's just amazing the quality that they put in these controllers. From every single detail, I was hesitant going into this, I'll be honest with you guys, but the moment I had this thing in my hand, I knew that it was a step above every controller that I've ever used before. So let's get into some of these other details. You can see that the buttons are blacked out. This isn't on every controller of ScufGaming or Scuf controller, but for the Zombie one, it really goes well having these blacked out buttons and the Xbox button and stuff like that. Now, you guys probably noticed right here on the thumbsticks that these are PS3 thumbsticks. They're technically not PS3. They're made to be like PS3, but they are raised a little bit higher than what PS3 thumbsticks are. Now, I wish you guys could feel, half of this is all about feel, man. You guys just have to hold one of these controllers to feel the quality that is behind this. Now, it's widely known that PS3 thumbsticks are so much smoother than what they are on Xbox 360. The 360 ones are not really, you just have to feel it for yourself. The PS3 thumbsticks by far are so much farther above the Xbox 360. But putting these PS3 thumbsticks on your, Scuf controller, you just got to feel how smooth these are, man. They are, it's smooth as silk. When I think about it, and I got last night I was comparing, I cannot believe how smooth these are. Now, you don't have to have a PS3 thumbstick on each side. You can get it on the right side if you want. You don't have to get them at all, or you can get them on the left side or do like I did and get them on both. I like the dome shape of the thumbsticks more than I do I just like the PS3 thumbsticks better. That's all there is to say about it. So, they still compress in. You can knife what you do with the right thumbstick or sprint what you do with the left, and we'll get into that. A lot of you guys that play on tactical so you can drop shot, using the right thumbsticks, with the Scuf controller, no more. You'll be able to get those panic knives in. You can play on default without having to go over to B to drop shot, and we'll get into that a little bit. So let's move around here to the paddles that you guys seen and probably like, dude, what are these things on the back here? What these are the little paddles, and this is what's going to allow you to be able to drop shot or whatever button you choose. Now listen, if you listen real carefully, you can actually hear those paddles compressing that button. That shows you that it is very, I mean, it's pure, dude. When there's no ifs, and or but. You'll know when you're pushing those. But it comes, the normal setup is a lot of people go with the left paddle as A to jump and the right paddle to B. But you can choose whichever one you can tell them which button you want it to do. I highly recommend the AB setup. That way you can play on default, and this right paddle that's underneath here, that is your B button. So you can drop shot dudes for days with that button on the paddle on the bottom, but you'll still have that panic knife right here on your thumbstick. So it works out perfectly. No longer have to play on tactical. You could drop shot, yet you still got that, panic knife, and it's just amazing. Like I said, you can customize whichever button you want those paddles to be, but I highly recommend the, B on at least one of them, so you can drop shot and still have that panic knife. It's a pain playing on default. I don't even know how anybody can do it and have to go all the way over to B to drop shot. So that's those paddles. That's what those all offer. Like I said, you can put any button you want on them. Moving on to the next feature, as you can probably see here on the trigger, it's got that little set screw that stops that. I'm going to compare this to a normal Xbox 360 controller, just to so you guys know what I'm talking about real quick. So let's go ahead and grab this is just a normal Xbox 360 controller. Came with my Modern Warfare 3 Edition Xbox. If you look, the thumbsticks, you can see how far that trigger pull is. Now to fire like a FAL for instance, you don't need to go all the way down with that trigger pull. It happens somewhere here in the middle. Okay, so instead of having this huge trigger pull, going as fast as you can, that's decent, but it's really not that fast. With these Scuf controllers, you can set that set screw, and I haven't done it yet, but this is what it offers, to where that trigger pull isn't near as long. So in FAL, you can rapid fire that thing because the trigger pull isn't as long. It's really short. Now you can set it to whatever you want. If you don't want that short trigger pull, you don't have to have it. You set it to your liking with one of two set screws, or both. You got to use both, but you got one here and one right here, and you set it and to whatever it is. I definitely want that really short trigger pull. That way on an FAL, something like that, I can shoot like super fast. So those are the hair triggers. Man, this controller is just so sexy. And with each Scuf Gaming controller, you will see the Scuf seal of approval, so you know that it is legit. It is 100% Scuf. The best controller, in my opinion, out there. And I am not even pulling your leg on this. Like I said, I was hesitant, but as soon as I got that in my hand, you can just feel how durable this controller is. I mean, it is amazing. I've already talked to him. I'm going to be ordering another one for my PS3, the same one. I want to have a RadioActive Zombie to match my Xbox. And I'm 100% Scuf, guys. Any product I've ever showed you guys before, I stand by this one so much above any other product, because right away you can just tell. I played a few games with it last night, drop shotting dudes for days. It took a little bit to get used to. But once I got used to it, I went in and did some spec ops or survival. And then I went game on, went into the multiplayer, and was just tearing it up, drop shotting dudes, getting those panic knives, whatnot. So guys, if you want to check out the Scuf Gaming controllers, there's many more to offer other than just this RadioActive Zombie. You can see here, that thing does not want to slide around on my table because of that grip, the Scuf grip. But notice this Xbox 360 controller here. Check that out. I barely touch it. It's sliding around on my table. This one, look at that. I'm literally hitting that. And it's barely moving. Let's get this controller and do that again. Look at this. Look at that. Tell me that's not like awesome. That is just amazing, dude. That's how strong that grip is. Military grade grip, Scuf grip right there. But there is going to be links in the description, guys, to their website to check out the many Scuf controllers out there. Like I said, they are custom, fully customizable. You can do whatever you want, the button wise, different things. You can get wired or wireless. They offer both. They also created a YouTube channel that's going to be updating. Some of your favorite YouTubers are going to be on there. Wicked Shrapnel just had a video talking, and I may end up on there eventually. But they do have a YouTube channel. That's going to be in the description. And if you guys want to order one of these Scuf Gaming controllers, right now, if you use the discount code SCUF5, you will get 5% off of any Scuf controller. So I highly recommend heading over there. I mean, hands down, dude, this is just an amazing controller all the way around. I'm in love with this thing, dude. Like, I held this last night. Probably sounds weird. I just sat here holding this, just like, oh my God, this thing is amazing. But guys, go over there, check out the links in the description. Check out their YouTube channel, and don't forget that SCUF5 discount code will get you 5% off. But I hope you enjoyed that, guys, the RadioActive Zombie. If you did, please remember to rate and subscribe. Yodi, signing out.